Good afternoon, students. In last chapter, we had studied about the discomfiture of Shaista Khan. And today, in this chapter, we are going to see the siege of Purandar and the treaty with the Mughal emperor. Okay. So, the first is raid on Surat. After this victory, Shivaji did not sit lazy. Aurangzeb's troops were lying waste the whole of Maharashtra. To bring the emperor to his sense, Shivaji carried out his daring raid on Surat. Surat was so far away from Pune that no one but Shivaji could have thought of this daring raid. Surat was then a great center of trade in the Mughal Empire and a very rich city. Shivaji carried out the raid successfully and brought home a booty worth lakhs of rupees. Shivaji did not forsake ethics in the raid on Surat. He spared the churches, mosques. He did not show disrespect to women. Raid on Surat drove Aurangzeb into a furious rage. He now decided to put an end to the Maratha kingdom. He ordered his great general Mirza Raje Jai Singh to humble Shivaji. To assist Mirza Raje in the campaign, he sent with him his trusted Sardar Diler Khan. The two landed in the Deccan with a huge army and unlimited funds. Now, Hindwi Swaraj was in real danger. Immediately after his return from the expedition of Surat in 1664 AD, Shivaji Maharaj heard a sad news that Shahaji Raje had suffered an accidental death while on a hunt. Shivaji and Jijabai were greatly grieved. Grieved means to feel great sadness. Holding his mother close to his bosom, Shivaji Maharaj consoled her. Now, siege of Purandar by the Mughal army. Purandar was one of the Shivaji's big and strong forts. Khan knew that Shivaji could not be defeated as long as he was the master of Purandar. He therefore laid siege to this powerful fort. He had a huge army under his command. Murarbaji was in charge of the fort. He was determined fighter who would not easily yield to threats. He was also supported by the brave troops. With their help, Murarbaji decided to defend the fort. Diler Khan's guns went into action. Fiery cannonballs began to drop on the fort. Murarbaji and his brave men held on. The first bastion on the Machi collapsed under gunfire. Diler Khan's troops captured the lower fort. The Marathas withdrew to the upper fort and continued to fight. Diler Khan was watching the battle from his camp. Furious with rage, Murarbaji decided to attack the Mughal troops with a selected contingent of 500 men. He opened the gates of the upper fort, shouting their war cry, Har Har Mahadev. The Mawlas fell on the Mughal troops. After a fierce battle which lasted for a short time, the Maratha routed the huge Mughal army which fled towards Diler Khan's camp. Murarbaji followed them in hot pursuit. With his troops, he entered the camp of Diler Khan and worked havoc there. The enemy troops were in flight and the Maratha in pursuit. Cries and shouts filled the whole camp. In great hurry, Diler Khan mounted his elephant and looked ahead. There was Murarbaji hacking the soldiers to pieces. His sword moved like lightning, cut throats, broke heads, and to make whole hearts of the enemy. No one could stop him or hold him in check. Diler Khan watched in admiration his great deeds of bravery. Murarbaji's incomparable valor. Seeing Diler Khan, Murarbaji asked his troops to attack in full force and himself advanced towards Diler Khan. Whoever tried to obstruct him was cut to pieces. The Mughal troops at last surrounded Murarbaji on all the sides. Just then, Diler Khan shouted, Wait! Hold back your swords! The Mughal troops halted and moved back a little. Then Diler Khan addressed Murarbaji. Until now, I have not seen a swordsman like you. You come over to our side. I promise you complete safety. The emperor will make you a sardar and reward you with a jagir. Now, Murarbaji says, his eyes red with anger, and Murarbaji said in return, We are the loyal servants of Shivaji Maharaj. Who wants to buy safety from you? Why should we come over to your side? And who wants your emperor's jagir? He then moved forward in the direction of Diler Khan and again started attacking his soldiers. Now Diler Khan, who was seated in the howdah on the elephant back, released an arrow with a pierced Murarbaji's neck. Murarbaji fell on the ground. His followers lifted his dead body and took it back to the upper fort. What if one Murarbaji is fallen? We too are brave like him. We will fight with courage. Saying so, they began to fight again without losing heart. Shivaji heard the news with great sorrow. He knew that he could hold each one of his forts against the Mughal army for at least more than a year. But he was unwilling to do so at the cost of his men who could die in the attempt. Treaty of Purandar. What could be done? He was not strong enough to fight the powerful Mughals. All his political skill was also of no avail. There was only one thing he could do. He decided on a temporary withdrawal from the fight. He would enter into a treaty with the Mughal emperor. Then he went and saw Jai Singh. This was very sensible and statements like thing to do. He said to Jai Singh, Mirza Raje, you are a Rajput. You can understand our suffering. The emperor's campaign had have laid the country waste and people are in great misery. I have undertaken this task of establishing Swaraj so that people may be happy. You should join me in this uphill task. If you agree to lead us, myself and my Mawlas will be your trusted followers. Jai Singh was a shrewd and diplomat. He persuaded Shivaji to sign a treaty of peace with the emperor. Shivaji signed the treaty, and according to its terms, 23 forts and a territory with a revenue of 4 lakh horns means gold coins were to be handed over the emperor. The Treaty of Purandar was signed in 1665. After the treaty was signed, Jai Singh suggested to Shivaji that he should go to Agra and see the emperor. He also guaranteed Shivaji's safe return. Shivaji thought over the suggestion, but he knew that the emperor could not be trusted. He had proved and treacherous means cannot trusted to his own brothers, but in the end Shivaji decided to take the risk and face the situation as cautiously as he could. He informed Jai Singh that he was willing to go to Agra to meet the emperor. Shivaji Maharaj was doing all these in the interest of protecting the Hindvi Swaraj and keeping his people happy. Understood, students? Thank you. Stay safe.